Let's do this. Hi, Bridget. How you doing?
I am doing great, Wendy. How are you?
I'm really thrilled that we've made it this far.
Oh my God, it is early on a Sunday morning, but that was what we came up with when we were drinking.
Yes. We were drinking things that were not coffee.
Right, but today it's coffee.
Yeah, what's in your cup today?
I believe this is from the grocery store, Verona Street.
Okay, sure. I've seen it.
9 Mile Sunset. Doesn't that sound nice?
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Basic, but it does have half and half in it, so I'm enjoying it.
Right on. Well, I might have you beat on the basic. This is just, Folgers original.
Oh.
That's pretty much all we drink.
Kind of disappointed in that answer.
I know.
What
I was like, should I make
is
something
that?
special?
I wanted to be very cool and hip and go to like Starbucks or something, which I don't do that. For as much as I love coffee, I never go fancy.
Yeah. I have a thing now where I have to work back in the office every once in a while, and as a motivation, I will give myself Starbucks on the days I have to go into the actual office. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, do my cosplay as an office worker today. I'm gonna get my Starbucks.
I am in my office costume with my office coffee. I am in my podcast costume, which is pretty much pajamas.
Yes, I actually almost literally wore pajamas, but then I remembered that I got this vintage 1984 shirt.
That is amazing.
And considering that we are watching 80s, or we watched an 80s film for this one.
Right.
And the next few, we're in our 80s era.
Right.
So,
oh yeah, why are we here?
Why are we here?
We're gonna talk about movies over coffee. Movies that are terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, are called Flickin' Beans.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So I'm Wendy.
I'm Bridget.
This is Flickin' Beans. We're gonna watch a movie, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna drink coffee, and we're gonna talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk. So this week we did watch 2 movies, right? And do we want to take turns, introduce the movie?
Yeah, I think go ahead and read your facts about the first movie and a little synopsis. So if you haven't seen this film, you can decide if it's something you want to take the time to watch.
I'm gonna say it is a must. It's a not must watch. Okay, the movie that we watched was Mannequin, and that is from 1987, starring Andrew McCarthy, and he was all over the place back in the 80s, and neither of us can figure out why.
No, my notes, they say first thing was this guy hot in the 80s. I think
he was supposed to be. I don't see it. Even now, I don't recall being all that into him. He has a shifty eyes.
And a weak chin.
And a wet little mouth. I just don't think he'd be a very good kisser. Okay, so he's supposed to be an artist, and his greatest creation was making a mannequin.
Yeah.
But he acted like it was a sculpture. But it's a freaking mannequin, dude. Its arms come off. And he holds it, and he's looking at the boobies and then up to the face and back to the boobies, and he's like, you're the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely like, I think, the precursor to modern day sex dolls. Like Andrew McCarthy would definitely be ordering one of those from Japan.
Oh yeah, lifelike. Oh my God. Okay, so back to the movie. And we forgot the whole intro part where you realize why, spoiler alert, the mannequin comes to life.
Yes.
In the beginning, you see a scene where Kim Cattrall,
of Sex and the City fame.
Yeah, she's
Samantha.
Actually Egyptian, right?
Yes,
her
supposed
character
to be.
She's Egyptian, and she doesn't want to marry whatever. and what she cursed.
That's part is confusing, but
So
yeah.
but how they tell us what happened to her essence is through a cartoon during the opening credits. So it's like super glossed over, super
Oversimplified.
yeah. And what do you call it when you cultural
appropriated.
Yes, it's
Cultural
that.
appropriation, yes.
It's
It's that. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to pretend that Kim Cattrall, who, if you don't know, is very white and very blonde, would have existed in ancient Egypt times, already problematic, and she doesn't have an Egyptian accent. She comes to life. I can't remember if in the opening credits she tries to have an accent, but I don't think so. And definitely when she comes to life, she's just like American.
Yeah, she knows everything about modern society, except when she hears music for the first time. Can we talk about all the montages for a minute? I mean, wow. It's unbelievable how many they had to throw in there and how many clothes changes. I mean, it's super 80s thing to do, but usually it's just like a makeover scene.
Yeah, somebody's
like
getting ready for a date.
Yeah, or like a glossed over supreme transformation in the character. You know, like they're studious and they pass the test or whatever.
Yes, or they remove their glasses and they're suddenly hot.
Oh God,
that might have been more of a '90s thing.
Yeah, no, that was
next
me.
decade.
That was me. So then, okay, the mannequin basically only comes to life when sees her, but they have to be alone.
Yes.
And they're always rolling around together, and every time they get caught, she's wooden or whatever.
Yeah, only he can see her. So you spend a lot of the movie wondering, like, is he just gonna be insane?
Yeah, he's a real creeper. It's so weird, honestly. And then it's just everybody's a stereotype. Everybody is a stereotype. And let's talk about a doll. I mean, what a woman who exists only for that man.
Yeah,
and why would she pick him? Hello.
That's the biggest question
Hello.
of the movie, I think.
Oh my God.
Why would this spirit? And she definitely makes it clear that she has been, through the ages. She met Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, Chris.
And old Chris, my old flame Chris. And why this guy in the 80s?
Yeah.
This broke
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why right now. So that there's a scene that will exist where she is a mannequin on the back of a motorcycle. The end. The end. Because I was like, the sad scene where he's driving his motorcycle in the rain, and I'm going, how? No, there's no way he would have a motorcycle. And the only reason for that was so they could do a scene where there is a hard mannequin on the back of the motorcycle. I mean, if it wasn't a motorcycle,
I kind of had forgot about the motorcycle, honestly.
It would have been a convertible if it wasn't a motorcycle. And how do you bend your mannequin legs to fit on the motorcycle?
Yeah.
You just freeze in the position that you were in the bitch seat. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. So many things to unpack there. But it's essentially like this man's fantasy. He makes what he thinks is the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's Kim Cattrall.
Yeah.
And there's not to say that she isn't beautiful, but there isn't really anything interesting about her. She just exists to serve this guy.
Yeah.
And it's it's very upsetting, honestly.
Right.
It's I made you in my he's playing godly almost, I made you in my
perfect
image. Yeah, and the fact that nobody else can see her makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's creepy. So creepy.
Yeah, and then everyone around him thinks he is a creep because he is. They keep finding him in compromising situations, but you're supposed to be rooting for him. I feel like
are you? I mean, are we?
Yeah. It feels
we're supposed to.
Yeah, we're supposed to be rooting for them. This is a love story. Not a hostage situation.
This is a love story, not a hostage situation, is going on a t-shirt. Hello. Wow. This is a love story, not a hostage situation.
Yeah, I mean,
incredible.
That's how it felt to me, that it was they were trying to get us to really root for them.
I think we were the ones being held hostage.
Yeah.
for 2 hours that we can't get back. I think this is what happened.
I had forgotten about the motorcycle because I was so hung up on the scene where she's in the hang glider in the middle of the department store. So it's wonderful. Like, I don't know if maybe Mannequin came about because some like director or scene constructor person, special effects guy was like, oh, I really want to put a human in a hang glider, but it's too hard to shoot. But if we do a movie about a mannequin, then every time you look up at her, she's just a mannequin. Even though at that time in the movie, only Andrew McCarthy's character's there. But when you look up it's only the main character and the mannequin in the store at this time because he goes there overnight to work on stuff, right? And so you're looking up, but every time the camera looks up at the hang glider, it's the mannequin again. Yeah, because they couldn't shoot it with a real person, but it like didn't track with his vision of her, and it was just wow. And so it's a hilarious image of a mannequin strapped to a very obviously like well controlled hang glider. Yeah, it's on a wire.
Yeah. Kind of just slowly spirals downward, and then crashes into the security guard. Right. And his dog. Who is, the bumbling idiot that you expect.
Yeah, that I don't know that. Wish I looked up that actor's name. Do you happen to have that in your notes?
I don't, but he's a real frequently used character actor.
Especially in this time frame. Is he? I feel like he's played a janitor.
Oh, of course.
Other stuff.
He's born for that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so he's great. The dog's great. Those are good parts of the movie.
The dog knows something's up with the mannequin.
Right.
And then we skipped over Meshach Taylor, but he's worth a mention as the most stereotypical gay man.
Oh my gosh.
80s gay man.
Before we move on to that, it's G.W. Bailey. Oh. Is the actor. Wikipedia says he may be best remembered for his crusty crusty comedic character. Wow. That's what Wikipedia says. That's a good way to describe it, though.
Crusty and best to be in the same. Wow.
Yeah. Sergeant Luther Rizzo in MASH. That's a big role. And
for sure.
Police Academy.
Yes. That's where he's from.
Okay, so that's the guy. He's played a cop several times. He's always kind of a crusty.
He's the best.
So if you guys look up that guy, you'll recognize him. You'll be like, oh yeah, I know this guy.
He is the best at crusty.
But yes, the gay best friend guy from Designer Woman. Is it in that one too?
Yes. But also, I was going to bring that up during our next movie because Annie Potts is in Designing Women too.
Oh, okay. So there's some cross.
And we will talk about another movie that stars Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald that is practically the same story. Yeah. And also hideous. Oh, it's a love story, not a hostage situation. Oh, so I did have something in my notes about Meshach Taylor, and it says, still, there's no more 80s moment than when he thinks he hears someone behind him and then changes his sunglasses. And it's like, whew, okay. Everything's cool now.
Oh, man, those sunglasses were iconic. I loved
so many.
The outfits. But, yeah, I was actually... I think I have seen this movie before, maybe like it was a TV movie of the day or something, but I don't think I ever like really sat down and watched it till this point. And I was kind of like thinking in my timeline of my life that there wasn't any gay characters and stuff then. Oh. But now I'm thinking, they were. They just were like not real people. They were like cartoons of.
And I'm not even sure if I know I didn't know any gay people that were like that. Yeah. And I think I just thought it was funny. Yeah. At the time.
Yeah. And now you're like, it's a little cringy.
Yeah. Now it's like, this just, it's a pretend character. Mm-hmm. Which characterization.
Yes. Everybody in this film is that way.
Yeah.
So he's not alone. Character. It just seems more glaringly obvious now that we have better representation of the alphabet mafia, as I've heard them call themselves.
What? Is that
LGBTQ plus?
Oh my gosh.
Or IA plus, depending on how many letters you want to say. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have heard, and I'm not trying to offend anyone.
Oh,
this is
gosh,
something
no.
that people
Oh, gosh,
in the
no.
alphabet mafia have decided to call themselves. So
I
hopefully
think
that's
it's cute.
I do too. I think it's very cool. Big, flicking beans.
Flicking beans.
We're allies here.
Of course we are. Can we talk about the end of the movie where it gets
Spoiler
pretty
alert.
dark? It gets pretty dark at the end, right?
It does.
So, basically she's going to be ground up into whatever mannequins are made of. And of course he's got her by the wrist and she's dangling. And this is...
It's a wood chipper, essentially.
Oh, it's so scary. And you're like, I guess you're rooting at that point. And he's got her by the wrist and there was other people there, so she's a mannequin. But he's not strong enough to pull her up when she's not even human.
Yeah.
I mean, then she becomes real because of the love touch.
Yeah, something bizarre like that.
So becomes real, pulls her out, she stays real. Dun, dun, dun. And then comedy, because the one guy tries to kiss other mannequins, hoping that he's going to get lucky
Yes.
too. I mean, it would be a natural thing to do.
That was probably the most realistic part of the whole
Yeah,
film.
right.
Is that guy started
trying to get a mannequin to come to life. Oh, and that was Mannequin.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so, spoiler alerts on how it ends, I guess. But if you haven't seen it, it's been out there in the world since, 1987?
87.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but...
So I think it's fine.
I think
we can spoil it.
all the VHS copies have been destroyed. Where did we find it? On
HBO
Hulu?
Max.
Oh, HBO Max. All right.
Yes, it is currently running on HBO Max. And we discovered there's a sequel, which I never knew.
Mannequin 2.
It's also on HBO Max.
That might have to come into this realm, into the studio.
They are not a sponsor, but we welcome it.
Yeah.
If this reaches their ears.
Yeah. And Starbucks.
And
Hello,
Starbucks.
Hello
And
Fresh.
Folgers.
Folgers.
I want to get some of that Folgers. They've got enough now.
Cha-ching. Folgers. That's what we love.
Oh, they have a great jingle.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
It was best part of waking up.
Folgers in your cup. You're welcome.
All right.
Lickin' beans.
Yeah, so Flickin' Beans. Obviously, you can listen to us wherever you are listening to us right now. And also all the other places that you find podcasts. You can find us on Facebook, Flickin' Beans, and all the other social medias eventually too, although at this certain time they're not set up.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Are you sitting alone in a studio apartment right now? Interested in a Japanese sex doll, but working with a minimum wage budget? At Mannequins for Men, we have the solution for you. The Downfollow retail stores has opened up an exciting opportunity for the sex partner that won't talk back market. Without the duty of upholding unattainable beauty standards, millions of mannequins need employment now. For the same price as sushi takeout, you can have a permanent fixture in your home that will bend to your man needs and, when not in use, silently stand in the corner looking pretty. Get your Mannequin for Men today. Realistic and smooth-faced versions available.
Disclaimer: having sex with a mannequin may cause splinters and unwanted sexual attraction to add business signs.
Do you want to talk about the second movie that we watched?
We're continuing in our 80s Brat Pack series, I guess, with Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
Another Andrew McCarthy heartthrob.
Yeah.
I don't like him in this one either.
No.
And it's not just because I think his personality's annoying, but his character is a jerk.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. But we figured that out. She figures it out eventually, right?
Yes. No, they end up together. Which I was disappointed in because, when Ducky comes to the prom or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remembered it wrong. I remembered that she realized Ducky was the better man, but that's not how it happened.
Just watch this. Let me look at my notes again. Anyway, I guess backing up, the basic premise...
Sorry, I went all the way to the end there.
No, it's all good. Maybe you should too. Although I did enjoy this one more than The Mannequin, although I hate rote notes. Let's see.
That's because I didn't get after it till last night.
I watched this on like Friday night.
Yeah.
So I've already killed some brain cells since then. Anyway, so Molly Ringwald, classic 80s lady, is the main character in this one, and she's poor.
She's poor, but she also dresses like a grandma.
Yeah.
She sews.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure that I was into that. I mean, I'm into that now, but she's like supposed to be so unique. Yeah. And an artist with her wardrobe, but yeah, poor. Because her dad doesn't work.
Right. I can't. She's depressed. He's an alcoholic. I'm not sure. Something's going on.
Yeah. Because it seems like mom ran off a whole lot of years ago. Yeah. So that's sad story. And of course, the whole she's poor, so she is attracted to a rich guy. Andrew McCarthy.
Well, at first she's like, no, I don't want to date a rich guy. But then she's like, oh, this is cool. Look at it. But his friends are jerks.
Oh, he's such a dick. He picks her up and takes her to a party at one of his friends' houses. And why would you do that? She's clearly uncomfortable. He already knows that his friends make fun of her. Yeah. Because she's poor and weird. And then James Spader, talk about James Spader for a minute.
We never even touched on him in the first
Oh, God, we didn't. Oh, and compare his two roles in that first in Mannequin, where he's just the most mincing kind of, he puts his hands on the back of his hips.
Oh yeah, this
and just
butterfly
the elbows
position.
And
the slicked over hair
and the slicked over hair and the glasses
and the constant hunch.
Yeah,
the Mr. Burns.
Yes, and again, just a character. Yeah, so dumb. And in this one, he is what he's most known for. I think is that rich asshole.
That frat boy energy.
Yep, always unbuttoned. But he also always had like a blazer on. So did Andrew McCarthy.
I'm very confused by this. Like,
who wears a suit to school?
No,
high school.
This is a movie thing right now, a high school thing that happened in the 80s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
no,
that was something I noticed too. Everybody was wearing blazers and suits.
No, it wasn't a thing except in movies. Yeah. They're not a damn person ever wore a jacket in my school.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining, but I didn't.
Except me, I actually did. I actually had it was my brother's, and I stole it and wore it all the time. It was like a tuxedo jacket. You know.
Okay, so you're confirming that.
I was Molly Ringwald. And actually, people did say I kind of looked like her. Yeah. My hair was reddish, and that was about the extent of it. So, yeah, James Spader. Now, think of him acting that way in whatever show that's it. Blacklist? Is that what he's in now?
Yeah.
He has not aged well.
I have not seen that.
I haven't either, but I've seen the commercials or whatever.
A lot of people are into that one that I know of, but I'm not much for, it's like a crime drama, right? I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't care for his face.
Yeah. He is good at, he's a good character to hate. Or a good actor, good at playing characters you want to hate, for sure. Yeah,
always.
Which we need in movies.
How would that be? Like, how do you reconcile that with maybe if you feel like you're a nice person when you're not working?
I feel like... Yeah, it would be hard to get away from that.
Actually, wait, no, that's me already. I feel like I'm a nice person when I'm not working. Yes!
Are we all a little nicer when we're not working?
Yes. So, okay, wait. Let's go back and talk about how she's got the coolest job. And she works for Annie Potts, who is also the stereotypical cool, big sister aunt kind of a character. Definitely. Where she's got the spiky hair. Actually, her hair is different in every single scene.
Mm-hmm. Lots of wigs.
I
have to call out, I think that Annie Potts has influenced Lady Gaga, or she stole from her. because the first scene that you see her, and she's standing up and like putting something on the ceiling, and she's done. She's putting records on the wall. That's what it is. Which I used to do that too. So I was like, oh, I did that. And she's done, and she's like, I live for the applause.
Okay.
Applause. Lady Gaga, I'm calling you out. Either that was a really cool old reference, or you stole from Annie Potts in Pretty in Pink. She even says it 3 times.
I hope so. I hope that's how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a great little origin story, if it's true.
If it's true.
If it's not, I think maybe there was some connection there.
Well, she stole the meat suit from me.
Bridget, the meat suit enthusiast.
Yeah, I don't think so. Gross. Anywho,
yes, okay. James Spader, you love to hate him.
And
he's mean to Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, I think he wanted to conquer and score with the weird chick.
Yes.
Otherwise, why did he even talk to her? And he did want to hate her.
Yeah.
And he hated her more because she rejected him.
Uh-huh.
So classic.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, first of all, it's just weird to take someone on a first date to a party with a bunch of your friends.
Yeah.
That's a weird, even if you think your friends are going to be nice. Like, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And
who really likes parties like that? How many have you actually attended? I mean, that's not real.
I think the parties are real.
Yeah.
I don't think bringing a first date
No.
That's silly.
Yeah. So and then instead of leaving, he gets pretzels and beer.
And takes her to the bedroom.
Takes her to a bedroom.
He's like, oh, I'm not going to try anything. Okay, sir.
Yeah. I feel really sorry for her in that scene. I really do. It's like, what a terrible night.
She sticks up for herself pretty well, though, which I appreciate about the movie. Like,
that's unusual.
Because a lot of times, yeah, they are a damsel in distress, waiting to be saved by the rich guy from across the tracks. But she's not really that. She is that character a little bit, but she does verbally stand up for herself, and I appreciate that.
And then she's like, I don't want you to see where I live, okay? Oh. I mean, is it that bad? But I guess the party was in a fancy house, so I could see her feeling pretty insecure at that point.
Yeah.
The parties in movies are always at rich kids' houses.
Yes, and there was not really rich kids in my high school.
Mine either.
Not to this extent.
Everybody's a farm kid.
Exactly. Like in rural Iowa, you're all basically on the same. Closer, it's a smaller spectrum. There's definitely families that have more money than other families, and families that are really poor. But there's not a chance that you're probably going to be partying in a mansion. You're just in somebody's barn.
Unless you broke in as it's being built.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen.
It's a dilapidated hospital or
old
school or something, but yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, the whole, where were we with the thingy?
We're back. So
and
Molly's best friend, Ducky. Should we talk about that?
Ducky.
Maybe. Okay,
he loves her.
Ducky is speaking of gay stereotypes, I feel like Ducky is the first gay bestie, even though they don't portray him as being gay.
Right. Because yeah.
But he's definitely more effeminate. He likes to wear clothes. He does a whole dance montage.
He's
at
the
one
point that I would be after.
Oh yeah,
in high school.
I think my literal notes are. I wrote something about Ducky is way hot. Ducky's way hotter than Andrew McCarthy. Basically
1,000%, and more fun.
Yeah, the other guy's he's
Screw
dull.
Andrew McCarthy.
He's dull.
No, yeah, he's dull. Ducky's fun.
Ducky's fun. He's sweet.
Enthusiastic. He lights up when he sees her, and vice versa until she wants to kick him to the curb.
It's rude. And then
rude.
I really don't. Is. Yeah, the way that Molly Ringwald's character treats Ducky in this is really bad. She knows he's in love with her, and she continues to dump all over it.
Yeah.
And not, and it's one thing to not be interested in him romantically, but she's actually kind of mean to him sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't like that because
stringing him along. Yeah. Using him for.
I want you to be my best friend, but I'm not going to consider your feelings at all. Right. That's not what a friend does.
Oh,
But
too
yeah, you're
much.
right. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. He's interesting to be around.
And they look perfect together
They do.
with their weird styles. Yeah.
Team Ducky.
Anyway, Team Ducky.
Yeah. So I have never been too big of a fan of Two and a Half Men, but that's really now where most people know that actor, which I cannot think of his name now. Ducky.
Oh.
And I would always say that when, like, because Joel really likes that show, and every once in a while I'll catch part of it when he's been watching it. I'm like, oh, Ducky. He never knew what I was talking about. And I was like, people probably don't. They probably do know him more from that show, because that show was on the air for like 10 years.
Okay, yeah. Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. What the heck? What's his
And
name?
then the prom comes around, as it always does in an 80s movie.
John Cryer?
Yes.
John Cryer. Okay, John Cryer's Ducky.
Love
and
it.
2.5 Men guy.
I love it.
Anyway, sorry. What were you saying?
I said that the prom comes around, as it does.
In every teen movie. Yeah.
Yes. And of course she makes her dress out of 2 dresses that were cuter than the final product.
Yes, that doesn't fit her.
So weird. It's like a sack.
Yeah.
And also the bare shoulder, which I was into that neckline, where it's around like choker and then your shoulders are sticking out.
Yes.
But that was weird then.
It didn't.
Oh my
fit
God,
at
there's
all.
another movie where she wears weird clothes. I will have to think of that, and we will have to watch it.
Okay.
I think Andrew McCarthy dumps her before they go to the prom, right? And Ducky's there to kind of lift her up, to take her into the prom on his arm. He's a stand-up kind of guy. And then you know that James Spader and Andrew McCarthy are just about to come to blows over this girl. I like her. I couldn't believe it, though, when she didn't end up with Ducky.
Yeah, not
Just
the choice.
cruise off into the sunset or have a gross kiss at the end there with Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah, or at least just be like, you know what? We're besties, and I'm happier without this jerk, and they can keep being besties.
Ugh, because you know it's not going to work out. So, what else about Pretty in Pink? It's visually appealing. It's very colorful. She has a great bedroom.
The music montages are way better in Pretty in Pink, and the music's better, too. Well, you know, she works at a record store, so
right.
It should have good music.
Whereas the end credits of Mannequin, nothing's gonna stop us now. We can build this dream together. No?
Yes,
no?
yes.
Okay. Standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
That's right.
We're gonna be flicking beans every week.
Every week, and we'd love for you to come along with us. Yeah.
Bring a cup.
Bring a cup. Fill it up. This has been Flickin' Beans.
This has been Flickin' Beans. Oh, we'll be here talking at you every week. Bring a cup.
Fill it up.
Let's talk.
Let's have some coffee talk.
Coffee talk. All right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I love it. Okay.
Okay, love you.